gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice, are the most powerful forces of good ever assembled. Dedicated to truth, justice, and peace for all mankind.
Welcome everybody, Spinner Rack in the house. Speedy and Mars.
Speedy.
And today we are talking about Free Comic Book Day. Dude, you guys have to go out there and go get some stuff. You got to get some of these free comics that you have. There's nothing costing 20. Everything is little. It says 25, but everything is free. They have comics of every genre, every bent that you're interested in. And you know what? We as supporters of comic book culture, comic book TV, movies, all superheroes, we think this is something great to go. We think it's great that the publishers are coming out with these comic books, because we think that the only way you're ever going to get new readers into this particular into comic book stores is to have them see some of these things for free, to dabble in it. Unfortunately, we don't see enough of that most of the time when we go to the comic book store.
Well, I mean, they're always doing Free Comic Book Day. Is it once a year or is it twice?
Every year. It's once a year, every May, first Saturday in May, okay?
So this is something we've reviewed for, Shea Fontana. We have an interview on our site if you guys want to check it out. So you have the DC superhero girls. I mean, there's the stuff for kids.
Which is doing pretty well.
Yeah. So you got the stuff for the kids. So you have the regular stuff, which is the Spider-Man was free. DC Nation. This has the
TV shows like Riverdale. You know, they have Power Rangers if you're interested in that.
Brian Michael Bendis for free, even though it says 25 cents, it was free. You got Power Rangers, you got stuff for kids here.
Adventure Time.
SpongeBob.
Star Wars.
But look at the art in the SpongeBob comic book, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
So, and then of course you can't go wrong with Bongo. Bongo, their comics always, and they always understood comic books, so you know, they're always good.
And Pokemon, if you're a Pokemon fan, you should definitely go out there.
It's going left now. We got the Legend of Korra, Invader Zim.
Doctor Who, still making a big push in the U.S. market. You know, they even have Disney princesses. So even for anyone who wants to read these type of things. And shockingly, the artwork is a little different. It's not the standard, left, right is up, down, basically. So it's just pretty cool. It's weird. So one of the things we're going to try and do is try to review some of these books and see whether, based on, is it readable? Is this something that someone who hasn't read in comic books can get into? The art as well as the writing. And we're hoping that we can at least, inform those who are out there who are interested in at least trying some new things to take a look at some of these comics. And some of these, this is the first time we're ever going to be looking at them and reading them ourselves. So check us out. The reviews we'll be dropping them off, just over time. You're not going to see all 50. I think there's 50 comics here. You're not going to see all 50 comics read and reviewed in the whole week, but it should be over time. If there's one in particular that you want us to review it ahead of the others, give us a heads up and we'll review it. But we just think that it's good that the only way that you'll ever have artists coming out is if we support them. So we're strong believers in supporting creators, artists, and writers. If you're like a musician, support those who you like, especially those who are creative, because if you don't, no one else will. All right?
Well, I can give you a mini review because I read this one that has Brian Michael Bendis. And as, Clark Kent's return to the Daily Planet. And it's interesting. I mean, not to say, they had him. I don't think it's much different than the other stories because Clark Kent isn't really that great at his job. It's more of a Perry White story.
But the question here is it readable? Is it something that someone who is not a normal comic reader can get into?
It's a jumping on point and new characters at the Daily Planet. So I just want to also say, the Landscape comic book, John Byrne, Fantastic Four, 252, first time. Just had to put that out there.
Also want to big up to Midtown Comics.
Oh, yeah.
So they always are friendly and able to help us out as best as they can. We go to a lot of their events. So Midtown Comics here. It's not an ad. It's just point out a fact. That's who we go to.
Free Comic Book Day.
Also Bulletproof Comics in Brooklyn, who also are big supporters of us too. Of course, not an ad, just people that we deal with a lot. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Thank you. Support the creators, support the comic books, and go out and check it out.
And also, you don't want those comic book stores to be turned to just card playing places. They are half that, so It can just become hobby and no more comic books. So
Exactly.
support when you can. There's stuff for kids here. So
So the Infinity War movie that we just saw, without the comics, it wouldn't be on
yes.
here. All those superhero movies that you see, without the comics, they wouldn't exist.
Yes,
okay?
they're always drawing from it, and the special thanks are to all the creators that you see at the end of the credits. So if they have enough, they have enough importance that the Disney people and/or the Marvel Studios before them that would highlight all these many creators besides the Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Larry Lieber, and Don Heck, and Steve Ditko. If they not say anything more than just those guys, then the creators matters, and they're still creators out here making comic books. So check them out. You don't have to pick up everything, but see what you like. And you got kids, it's something that you can definitely. There's definitely stuff always there for kids. When I didn't have regular superhero comics, I would read Archie comics from time to time, or more Betty and Veronica.
Right, and that's what gets you. That's what gets you into reading and learning stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here, even though there's a lot of pop in here. There's a lot of stuff that you can learn also. Okay, Spinner Rack
Out.